Hello everybody and welcome. I'm your host Captain Awesomeness, and I am here today at a special track, Quaker Kart Raceway, which is a brand new track out in Salem, Ohio, and I have the honor to participate in their inaugural race over here. Of course, real go-karts, not the rental types. They do have rentals, but that's a different story. Nonetheless, I'm here. I kind of was on a time crunch trying to get here on time and trying to get my go-kart ready. I had to replace the old tires with these new ones of a brand that I'm not really a fan of, but whatever. I just came back from practice, well, not practice, but warm-up, whatever, same thing. And in the I'll just say this real quick, because we were kind of mixed up. I'm in the master's class with the seniors, and everybody was kind of unsure of the layout. It took a while to kind of at least understand a little bit of it, but not exactly. It's going to be a learning curve for all of us, but eventually over time, I'm sure it'll start to make sense to all of us how to do what and where. Nonetheless, I am really excited about being here. As I said, I did the practice stuff. I feel kind of confident, but it's not it's not something that I can say is still such that I'm gonna be able to outpace some of the other guys who've had the chance to do some practice yesterday or a couple of weeks ago. But I will say one thing: I will be coming to this track on a regular basis. That is for sure. Reason being, first of all, it's close to home. Like half the time, actually even less than that, than it took me to go out to G&J and stuff. So this might be just my permanent new home. We don't know yet. We'll see. But the track ownership and some of the people over here either are from Ohio or even from the Pittsburgh area, because they race at Pit Race. So pretty good turnout, actually, funny enough. But yeah, at this point, I'm just trying to make sure everything's good. I kind of realize there's a couple things I got to do. So what I'm going to do is get that taken care of, do a couple other things that I think I need to make sure is good to go on the kart, and maybe after either qualifying or the first pre-final, or maybe even after the final, I'll talk to you. So I'll give you guys a whole synopsis towards the end. Talk to you later. Oh, before I do go, I do have to tell you guys this. So I'm actually wearing a different uniform. I'm actually wearing the old Racing for Vets uniform, and primarily it's actually not for any other reason than this is Memorial Day weekend, and I am actually going to be racing in honor of somebody I served with, somebody I was near and dear to, Donald Carwile, and 6 soldiers from my unit when I went to Iraq last. And yeah, this is basically in their honor that I'm doing this, and I didn't know how else to do so other than to wear something close to the military. I mean, yeah, of course, my regular uniform is the military pattern, but this just was a little bit, I don't know, just felt like, more patriotic because I got a big ass American flag on the arm. But anyway, I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys whenever I can. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys real quick my first lap of the qualifiers that I did at Quaker. Now, just note real quick that this surface was semi-wet since it had rained earlier in the day with some puddles here and there, but it was projected to have no rain whatsoever at all. So here we come out of the pit and go into turn 1, and I'm kind of struggling here a little bit just because the go-kart wasn't really set up for this track yet. I mean, I really had this kart come in from Thompson, and yeah, braking was pretty sensitive. Well, a lot better than what I had going on in Thompson, where the brakes weren't working at all. So at least the good part is the brakes were working. The other part is that I was still trying to figure out the layout. I only had a couple of minutes in warm-up to try to figure out the layout, and that was it. This was my first day here, so I was doing whatever I could to kind of get a good read of everywhere. But I also started to learn that maybe there were some places where I was going in a little too slow. All the other guys had that opportunity that I simply did not have, which is get to spend a little bit of time on track before this event. So the associated thing to that is that I was literally the newbie on track, so trying to figure it all out, being on a semi-wet track, and not really sure of whether my go-kart setup was right for this layout or for this track altogether, and for the kind of tires I was going to be using here. So it was definitely a struggle for me, but nonetheless, this is how my first lap went, and it was pretty much the same for the rest of the laps during qualifying. All right, now that I have a little over an hour before our actual pre-final starts, well, first of all, let me just kind of point at the guys at the back. Doug Marsh, AJ Roderick and Lorraine, who manages Quaker Karting. Good people, all in all. Doug Marsh is my default tuner at this point because, of course, he's close to me and close to all these tracks here. And he's been monumental in helping me figure a couple of problems out and fixing them and all that stuff. So even though he can't hear me right now, thank you, Doug. We're feeling pretty confident. I will say practice went okay because I was kind of trying to figure things out, but then I went into qualifying, and qualifying was kind of so-so. I ended up going off track a couple times because I still can't figure out the track, and no less the tires. The tires are definitely very different than, you know, the sticky stuff. These are comparable to the Hoosier R70s, so rental car tires. Nothing to write home about other than I don't like rental car tires. So all in all, though, the cart feels great. Everything is good. All the stuff I broke at Thompson has been fixed. I broke one of the hubs over here. Actually, both of the hubs up front is what broke. Tires flying in different directions and all that. So that was fun. And I think I broke one of the seat struts. And that's about it. But other than that, the cart is good now, like I said, and it's feeling good. And now I can't wait for the pre-final to start. Anyway, I'm gonna go, and I'll talk to you guys at the end of the day. Okay, so we go into the final at this point, and here I am starting off at dead last because my qualifying was pretty bad. And not to mention, again, setup was still kind of needing work, and as you can see, it also didn't start out too well. I got water splashed all over myself and the camera. Eventually, the water that you see hanging on the camera will go away, but yeah, I still felt really apprehensive about just being on track, the layout, and just trying to find pace. So I actually kind of chose to be passive in the final, no less the pre-final as well, because again, I wasn't too sure about the cart, I wasn't too sure about myself, and as you can tell, I do a lot of corrections, and that's just because the rear was kicking out quite a bit, and I tried the best I could at this point to just remain in control. Whatever I could do, I was doing, and that was just trying to approach these turns as carefully as possible, knowing that the rear will kick out at the slightest little bit of extra input, just so that I could stay on track. It would just cause the rear to want to kick out. So I was not only trying to fight the go-kart, was also trying to figure out the layout of the track, and then at the same time trying to keep up pace with the guys up front, and it was a bit of a struggle, as you can tell. So here, as you can tell, I'm also braking in certain places. I just kind of actually wanted to stay behind these guys, and it's just because since they had already been on the track more than I had been, and really what that means is excuse me, prior to the track opening up, a lot of these guys got a chance to actually put some laps down, so they kind of knew what the layout was like. And I was still trying to see where the comfort spot would be for me to find myself braking correctly, and then to accelerate at the right time, and all that stuff that goes along with it. So these guys just stayed ahead of me the entire time. Having said that, I did feel a little inspired as I was driving through here that, wow, this track is long, this track is good. I like how fast it is compared to just being at any other track within the Cleveland area. So this has been a promising aspect for me in terms of wanting to race here over the long run. But in the end, I also have to realize that this won't be the only place that I'll be racing at, but that's a different topic we'll talk about some other time. But really, as you can see, I've got all these guys ahead of me. I got these two media dudes in front of me, but then the rest of the pack, the leaders, are way up there, almost non-visible to me, at least not within my periphery of my vision, unless I look around and look beyond where I would be at. So that in itself just basically told me, yeah, I must be really behind. And indeed I was. Anyway, this lap is about to finish, but really nothing really changed. And I think the position that I was in is the position I finished with. And for me, I was just happy that I got to finish, period, you know, especially being new at this track. So we'll just skip to the end of the video, which would be the outro. Well, the race day has ended. All packed up, and now I'm heading home for the next 81 minutes. All in all, this was a great experience. I will say that the final was something that I could have done a lot better at. I mean, in terms of lap times, I improved a lot. I was a little over 3 seconds behind the fastest guys, and I ended up being just a little over a second behind them. So that's a good thing. The bad thing though is that I really need to work on my driving, and I panic brake too much, and I really need to figure out what's up with that, because it's funny. You guys don't know this, but I rebuilt the cart all in all. Like, I completely rebuilt the whole thing, and it highlighted some problems that I had with the cart, and because of that I am getting a different feel. Like, the brakes are way more sensitive than anything I've ever had before, so it's a good thing. But at the same time, I gotta shut off Google Maps. At the same time though, it's just getting tough for me to kind of get used to it, and all in all, I think I just need to come out and do more driving. I mean, this was technically the second, it is the second race of the year for me, so I can't really do too much. But this also means that when there's no race going on, I need to come out and put a lot of seat time in so that I can iron out all the problems that I have with the way I'm driving. Having said that, I will say this: I am going to be a regular over here at Quaker. Quaker is a fast track. It is technical, but man, oh man, it is a lot of fun. So I found my calling, so to say, at a track that's actually close to me, and I couldn't be more excited than that about just being here, you know. So I highly recommend that any of you guys who are anywhere around here, even far away, to come out to Quaker for one of their races. I will promise you, you will not be disappointed with your experience here. So again, I got a lot of things to do in terms of my driving and overall setup of the go-kart, a little bit more driving. But again, I had a lot of fun, and I'm so glad that I came out and I got to meet up all the folks, make new friends, and even seek new opportunities. So real happy. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna be really tired because of the long day it turned out to be, but I can't tell you the amount of positive emotions I'm feeling right now. Anyway, I'm gonna get going before it gets dark by the time I get home. Thank you all for watching, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Y'all have a good one. See you at the next Apex and wherever else, you know. But definitely don't forget that if you ever run into me, say hi. I am friendly. I don't bite. Talk to you guys. Bye-bye.